Alright, so I'm testing out this dual camera setup. I have a Hero 2 with the external microphone for better audio mounted inside the truck. And the Hero 3 is the Hero 3 Black Edition, is running on the outside. So we're going to go for a little cruise and just kind of try this out a little bit. So, go ahead and get going. Alright, should be good. When I wear my flip-flops, I drive barefoot, so that's what taking my shoes off. But, let's go. I might have to move this mic, though. The cable is kind of running down the steering wheel. I wonder if I'm going to get pulled over, because I just have the camera up on the windshield. So we'll see what if I get stopped. Doubt it, but who knows. Yeah, this mic isn't gonna work here. I gotta move this. So bear with me for a second. Let's see, give this a wrap around there. And then trying to drive and do this at the same time. I guess we'll just try flipping it. Come on. Damn it. Alright, hold on. I gotta get somewhere that I can just stop for a second. And if you see me keep going like that, it's because I'm checking my mirror to make sure the other camera is still attached to the truck. Because I don't want that one to fall off. It shouldn't, but you never know. Alright, I'm going to pull off right here. Oh, a little chopper. I'm going to look for a spot to put this microphone, because I had it where it was and it wasn't working. The cord was in my way and I don't like it. So that should work. It's not my way at all. Alright, let's go. I know you can still hear me because this mic is... It's actually really good, and I got a really good deal on it from Amazon. I think it was like 20 bucks or something, and then I bought a 12 or 15 foot, it's a 3.5 millimeter connection, and I bought one of those to, if I ever, well, I didn't have the Hero 3 at the time, so I was using the Hero 2 for all of my outside shots as well. And so I got the extension to be able to run the microphone inside to still have the good audio, because I tried doing just recording something on my phone, but it was a pain in the butt trying to sync everything up, so just figured I'd do it this way. And then I'm running the Wi-Fi remote to control these, so I don't have to sync the camera files up. They'll just be started and stopped at the same time. So that's kind of cool. This is the first time I'm kind of testing that out. That's why I'm trying to run the dual cameras and a little bit of a sprinkler. But this is Makakilo Drive. It goes up the mountain, and it is a big mountain. I think it's like almost 1,000 feet from that road down to the freeway. Yeah, and it's only maybe 2.5 miles. So it's not a road I would want to bike or walk or run or do anything people powered up, because you'd be dead by the time you hit the top. And yeah, it's even in the truck, I think this truck is like a 5-speed, and it runs usually in third. It can keep the RPMs high enough in third gear that I can make it up the hill. Every now and then it'll bump into fourth, but it's not for very long, and it usually just pops right back up to third. But and I'm just checking the camera still. It hasn't fallen off on me yet, knock on wood, but I'm always scared that it will. I do clean everything and make sure it's got a good contact, and I always wiggle it before you depart. But you never know, you could hit a weird bump or something and just boom boom and then jam on the brakes and get out and run and get it, because that's not staying in the road. But oh, green light. That's funny. I'm used to driving on flat surfaces, and when you stop, you have that little momentum bump. When you fully stop, you get that little rock. And going down these hills, you don't feel that. You just stop and you ride the brakes the entire way. Because if you don't, you'd probably you'd go off the road before you maxed out the speed. It just goes and goes and goes. But we're coming up to the freeway, and get in this lane. We'll hop out on the freeway, go along the coast a little bit. So we're taking H1 west. There goes the Wi-Fi remote. Grab that if I can find it. There it is. Got it. Alright, so this is H1. It's one of 3 main freeways. And they're easily labeled as H1, H2, H3. So they're pretty simple. H1 runs from Honolulu along the south side of the island down to, or across, I guess, to the west side of the island. And then it just turns into, I think Farrington Highway is the name of it. I'm not 100% sure, but to the best of my knowledge, it turns into Farrington Highway where the freeway ends. H2 runs from H1. It meets kind of the halfway point of H1, and that one runs up to almost the North Shore, almost, kind of. And then H3 runs along the East Coast, that's a very beautiful drive. I did that one last weekend, and I gotta say, that one was good. You wouldn't want to get on it wrongly, though, because there's no exits, and it just goes. But there's some good scenery there. So the freeway just ended, H1, and now we're kind of on just a little cruising boulevard, I guess. The speed limit is still 55, but it drops down to 45 up here. And then kind of some interesting clouds and stuff off to the right, or left. I meant left. And this is the way that I go to work in the morning. If I'm going to the transmitter site, if I'm going to the receiver site, I go the other way on the freeway, but I do most of the work out at the transmitter site. So that is up past, up in Waianae. It's just farther up this road some. But yeah, so I go this way in the morning. And it's nice because I always avoid traffic. Traffic always goes into Honolulu in the morning and out of Honolulu in the afternoon. And I'm opposite of that. I go away from Honolulu in the morning and toward Honolulu after work. So it works for me because I don't have to deal with traffic. This one comes down, kind of cuts this corner a little bit, where all those hotels and stuff were is, I guess, Disney resorts. There's no theme park or anything, it's just the hotels and stuff. But that's down there, and they got the corner, so this road just kind of cuts the corner, and then probably in a mile or so it meets up with the coast, and it just runs the coast all the way up. I haven't taken it all the way up, but it does. So, and there's some pretty good scenery running along the shore. There's also kind of testing the low light performance of the Hero 3, because I heard that the Black Edition got a big boost in low light performance. So it's 7 o'clock in the evening, so it's sun's starting to set. I don't know what actual sunset is, but it's probably within the next hour or so. Because I didn't know this until I got out here, but Hawaii does not follow daylight savings time. They, I guess because they're far enough south where they don't lose that much light in the wintertime, or they're just far enough south that they get a lot of light, that they don't do that. So right now, I'm originally from Michigan, the Eastern time zone. So right now they're 6 hours behind, or ahead of me. So it's actually Friday. Right now it's Thursday at 7 o'clock at night. And Eastern time zone, it's Friday at 1 in the morning. Which is kind of weird because it's like a weird time travel when you call people. Because it's like, hey, I'm talking to you tomorrow today. So it's always interesting, but there is a nice water view. It's usually really, really calm. There's a couple rollers coming in that you probably can't see just because they're too far away. But I haven't seen it like real bad. I know the winter time out here is when all of the big waves are around, and that's North Shore time. So I'll definitely be heading up there, during the winter time. That's another thing that is going to take a little bit for me to get used to, is just not having it get cold come September and October. Because I'm, East Coast, northern eastern coast. I wouldn't say fully northeast, but northern eastern coast. And I'm used to it being cold come that time of year, so it's going to be weird when you wake up on Christmas morning and it's 72 degrees out. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I'm looking forward to it. And it's funny, I've been here a couple days over a month now. It's like, I don't know, I got here I think like June 28th, I think, was my first full day, and today's the 1st of August, so it hasn't felt like a month. It certainly has not felt like a month, but it definitely it feels like Hawaii, but at the same time it doesn't, because I'm out here working. So I go to work every day, and I haven't done a lot of the touristy stuff, but we'll go ahead and turn around here. But yeah, I haven't done a lot of the touristy stuff yet, so it feels just like a very nice place to be. Which is, you know, it has, I think, come winter time and fall, and you know, once it starts cooling down, it'll starts cooling down for the East Coast. I think it'll start setting in that, you know, I'm in Hawaii, but the mountains everywhere do remind me a lot, you know, that I'm not in Kansas anymore, even though I was never in Kansas, but you get my point. But we'll make this little U-turn, well, I guess sort of U-turn, but get back out onto the main road. And I don't see a no turn on red sign, so we are turning on red. And then, actually, this will work out kind of good, because the exit that I have to take to get off of the freeway, because it's not at the Makakilo Drive where we got on, so like a mile or so before, is kind of right by the Kmart, which I have to stop at. We're having Coast Guard Day tomorrow. It's a celebration of the foundation of the Coast Guard, which was on August 4th, 1790. Random fact of information for the day. But yeah, we're having a little barbecue. We're gonna go out to the beach. Just my shop. It's 12 or 15 of us, I think, so just a nice little get together, you know, kind of hang out with the guys at work. We're getting some barbecue catered. I don't know from where, so I can't say any on that. But, and then everybody's just bringing something, and my donation to this wonderful shindig is chips, because I recently moved in and I haven't unpacked everything. Well, almost everything is unpacked, but nothing's put away. So I don't feel like cooking, really, to make anything, because I don't know where all my stuff is yet. It's mostly out of the boxes, but you know, it's just randomly scattered. So I volunteered for chips. So I got to run up to the store, buy, I don't know, 3 or 4 bags, I guess, and get them set for tomorrow. Itchy nose. But yeah, so you saw the ocean on the way in, and now, because the camera's on the side of the truck, you'll be able to see the lovely mountains, which you probably can't see right now because of all the bushes. But yeah, there's a lot of mountains. The scenery is beautiful out here. If you ever get a chance to come out here, I highly recommend it. I'm on Oahu. Just for those of you that don't know where Honolulu is, it's on the island of Oahu. I don't know the rest of the island's names because this is the only one I've ever been on. So, that's the only one I know. But, yeah, it's really nice. If you're in the low-lying areas during the day, temperatures are probably right about like 90 most days. And the lower elevations, the air is kind of stagnant, so you get, it's real humid, and you feel the heat more. Where I am up on the cliff, I have a nice breeze where, just because of the mountain, I guess it just does stuff with the wind. And so I turned my air conditioning. It's not central AC, it's just a little window unit. But I turned it on the day I moved in just to make sure it worked. And then hasn't been on since. And my windows have been open, I think, consistently since I moved in, except for early this week because Flossie, was supposed to come through. It hit the Big Island pretty hard, I guess, but we didn't get anything here. But that was the first time I shut most of my all of my windows, since I moved in, just because I didn't want my house to get, covered in rainwater. But since then and before then, my windows have been open. There's a really, really nice breeze, and up by my place it usually sits about 84 to 85. But you don't have the humidity that you do down in the lower lying area, so it feels a lot cooler, especially with the breeze. The breeze helps a lot. So we're just cruising back the other way. This is a normal amount of traffic that, it's kind of just consistent throughout the day. Just going into work in the morning, it's right about like this, a little bit heavier, a little bit. Coming home in the afternoon, it's right about like this. It's, not heavy at all. It's nice because I can just cruise. You don't have to worry about stop and go, bumper to bumper traffic. You just go. But let's see. So we're coming up into town now. The freeway's going to start here, probably a quarter mile or so, if that. But we're going to get off. I think the exit is almost like we're either at the start of the freeway or just at, I guess this is exit 1A, so the freeway starts here and we exit at 1B. So we're on the freeway coming home for like 100 feet. I'm gonna go ahead and take this exit. And then this is like a little combination exit because you have cars coming on that want to get on the freeway, and then I want to get over to exit. So you can see if you stay in that lane, you'll just get right back on the freeway. On the left there was Wet n Wild Honolulu. I haven't been there yet. I don't know if I ever will. I guess if I can find tickets cheap enough or get a season pass or something for dirt cheap, I'll look into it. But you have the beach, and the beaches are everywhere. So why would you want to go to a water park and spend money when you can just go to a beach? I don't get it. But this is the lovely town of Kapolei. I think. I'm not sure, but I think. Most of this is fairly new. With those Disney resorts, they really kind of brought life to this part of the island, and being relatively close to all the Disney stuff, this place I've heard has kind of popped up. So it's nice because there's just a bunch of restaurants and a bunch of little shops and all your major chain stores, chain department stores. I got a Kmart, Costco, Walmart, Home Depot. There's a Target. Saw a Sports Authority, and that's just the stuff I've seen. So there's just a bunch of little strip malls and everything all over the place that I haven't been in yet. But we were stopped there for a pedestrian. this is the Home Depot's down there. This is like a little self-storage place. And we are pulling into the Kmart parking lot. And I always like to park in the back 40 just because I like my truck. And I don't like door dings, and the exercise doesn't hurt. So we'll go ahead and pull in, and I will stop. Well, at least I don't know if there's another part after this. It's because I put the cameras back on the truck and started recording again. If there's not, it's because I didn't. So either this is the end, or I will see you in a second after a cut. How the fuck? Alright, whatever.